Before the baby came, I thought I was a reasonable person. I drank water, slept 8 hours, and judged people who warmed wipes. 1 month into new parent life, I now consider room temperature wipes a human rights violation, sleep a rumor, and silence a jump scare. Welcome to New Parents Anonymous, where we confess, we cry laugh, and we pretend coffee counts as a vegetable. If you've ever Googled, is it normal if my baby sounds like a tiny goat? Hit subscribe, because today I'm telling 12 true stories from the first 30 days. And yes, I'm naming names. Mainly mine. Story 1 starts after I discovered the bassinet has wheels and my sanity does not. One night won the bassinet Grand Prix. I promised myself I wouldn't be weird. Then, at 2:14 a.m., I caught myself doing slow laps around the living room with the bassinet, like I was pacing a NASCAR caution flag. Every time the baby squeaked, I whispered a TED talk about sleep hygiene. At 2:41 a.m., the dishwasher beeped and I hissed at an appliance. At 3:02, the baby sneezed, and I Googled the sneeze fatality rate for newborns. At 3:20, my partner asked if I wanted water, and I said no. I want who I was 3 days ago. By sunrise, I'd invented a new parenting philosophy called whatever works and doesn't start a fire. I know some parents glide through night one like serene forest elves. I, meanwhile, had a heated argument with the swaddle. The swaddle won. To the baby named Tribunal, we spent 9 months choosing a name. I had spreadsheets. We tested initials. We said the finalists to our dog to see which he respected. Then my sister showed up with a casual suggestion. The same name, different spelling, for her future hypothetical child. She said, "I just want to call dibs, no pressure." So I smiled and said, "Totally, of course. And I'm calling dibs on oxygen, if that's cool." Later that night, I stared at the birth certificate like it was a hostage negotiation. In the end, we kept the name we loved. Our baby doesn't care how it's spelled. He only cares if I can open my shirt fast enough to beat his personal record for fastest meltdown to snack. But if any future cousins show up with vowel swap versions, I will be polite and simply buy them monogrammed towels that spell nice try. 3 visitors, boundaries, in the hand sanitizer Olympics. The day we came home, my mom burst through the door holding casseroles like relay batons. My dad brought a toolbox because he heard the words baby monitor and decided the house needed rewiring. I love them, I do. But I also love not hosting a party when I'm walking like a punctuation mark. We made a rule. Text before visiting, wash hands, no kissing the baby. My aunt tried to loophole it by blowing kisses from 2 inches away like a French mime. I handed her sanitizer and said, "Pretend this is perfume." Setting boundaries felt awkward at first. But here's my hot take. If you can announce your crowning to a room of strangers, you can say, "Please don't touch the baby's face." For the Great Diaper Blowout of 25, I used to think diaper commercials were dramatic. Then our child painted a modern art masterpiece on a onesie with the color palette of apocalyptic pumpkin. I lifted him up like Simba, and it dripped. I learned the term, up the bat, and lost innocence I didn't know I had. We tried the onesie escape hatch. Technique, those magical envelope shoulders that let you roll the outfit down instead of over his head. Whoever invented that deserves a parade, a bonus, and a planet named after them. We retired the ruined outfit with a moment of silence and a trash bag dump. 5. Baby shower aftermath. Gift receipts and the nose free to debate. Our baby shower was beautiful. We got approximately 1,000 blankets and a suspicious number of outfits, let's say ladies' man. My grandma gifted a silver rattle that looks like it costs more than our car. I smiled, cried, and quietly made a spreadsheet called returns, exchanges, and items I need in triplicate. Then came the nose free to debate. Half my friends said it's gross. Half said it's a miracle. I used it once and felt like a heroic medieval blacksmith extracting curses. The baby breathed easy. I cried. The group chat judged. New parent law. Outcomes beat aesthetics. If it works, it's not gross. It's not gross, it's science. 6. The 3 a.m. scroll of doom. At 3 a.m., I promised myself I wouldn't Google. At 3:01, I Googled. At 3:02, I joined a forum where 12 people argued about whether babies should sleep in a room with air molecules. I backed out, apologize to my brain, and open an app that plays Rain on a tin roof over a bakery near the ocean, because apparently I'm raising a baby with luxury white noise preferences. Pro tip I wish I believed sooner. Ask your pediatrician, not a comment section. Strangers on the internet once convinced me my baby had either reflux, hiccups, or was secretly a tiny goat. Our doctor said, he's fine. You, however, need a nap. 7. The in-law nursery makeover that I did not authorize. My mother-in-law arrived with a label maker and a twinkle in her eye. I said, we're keeping it simple. She said, same, then tried to install a Victorian curtain system, 3 floating shelves, and a framed cross-stitch that read "This house runs" on prayer and decaf. I breathed. I said thank you. Then I moved the shelves down out of baby headbutt range and rehung the cross-stitch in the hallway, where it could inspire the thermostat. Boundaries are a marathon, not a sprint. Also, she brought lasagna, and I'm not a monster. 8. The first outing, Target. Aisle 12, existential crisis. We planned our first outing like a moon mission. Diaper bag, packed baby, asleep, parents, cocky. We made it to Target and immediately learned the words cluster food. My partner ran for a nursing cup. I sat on a bench under a display of decorative pillows that said breathe. I did not breathe. An older woman walked by, smiled, and said, you're doing great. It gets easier and harder and better. I wanted to frame that sentence. Then the baby farted so loud it echoed. We laughed. We bought exactly 1 pack of batteries and a confidence boost. 9. Baby named Thief. The update 2 weeks later, the sister who called dibs sent a text. We're going with Jamie spelled uniquely. I said, amazing. Our James says hi. She said, oh, cool. Then she mailed us a blanket with our baby's name spelled Jamie. I took a photo, sent heart emojis, and quietly gifted it to the dog. He looks fabulous. Here's what I learned. A name is a story we tell until it belongs to us. Our baby's story is naps, grunts, and heroic digestion. He wears his name like a tiny superhero cape. Also, I'm saving money for therapy, in case any cousins weaponize violence. 10. The pediatric weight check and the scale that judged me. We walked into the pediatrician's office, like freshmen on exam day. The nurse put our baby on the scale, and he peed directly into the air, baptizing science. He'd gained exactly what he needed. I nearly proposed to the nurse. She laughed and handed me a stack of pamphlets, with titles like, So You Haven't Slept Since Tuesday. She asked if we had questions. I said yes. Is it normal to narrate everything in a soft British nature documentary voice? She said, for the next 3 years, absolutely. 11. The 47-minute nap that changed me. He fell asleep on my chest. The house went quiet, like a held breath. For 47 minutes, I didn't check a single notification. I didn't fold laundry. I didn't strategize tummy time. I just felt this heavy, warm, brand new human practicing being alive on top of me. And I thought, if my past self could see me now, she'd be terrified and proud. When he woke up, he smiled by accident, and I cried on purpose. Then he spit up in my ear. Balance. 12 graduation day from month 1. Today, I returned a text from 3 weeks ago and considered it growth. I reheated coffee twice and considered it cardio. I washed the same tiny socks 12 times and considered it a spiritual practice. We're not experts. We're apprentices to wonder. If you're expecting, or you just crossed the finish line of month 1, here's my ceremony. Put your phone down, touch the soft hair at the crown of your baby's head, and say, we did something impossible today. Then subscribe to this channel, because next week, I'm confessing how I tried to trick a baby into liking tummy time with a sock puppet named Jim Cotrick. If this made you feel seen, or at least awake, hit subscribe and tell me your day 1 disaster in the comments. I'm picking one to animate with stock footage and a dramatic chipmunk. See you next episode.